All right, let's talk about our cities. What if the secret to making them better, to really bringing them back to life, wasn't about building shiny new things? What if it was about unlocking the amazing potential that's already there, just hidden? Today, we're diving into a really cool idea called the Embryonic Cell Protocol. Let's get into it.
So it really all kicks off with this one simple but powerful question. Just think about it for a second. What if our cities are literally sitting on a gold mine of value? Cultural treasures, empty spaces, talented people that we're just not seeing? What if the key to a thriving future is right there, hidden in plain sight?
Okay, so before we get to the solution, we've got to wrap our heads around the problems it's trying to solve. And these aren't just separate issues. You're about to see how they're all connected in a way you probably never expected.
First up, get this. It's a pretty wild fact. A staggering 90%? Yeah, 90% of the art and historical artifacts in our museums never, ever see the light of day. It's not because museums are hiding them, it's just that there's not enough room to show everything. So you've got all this incredible cultural treasure just sitting in storage, locked away in basements, and honestly doing nothing but costing money to keep there.
And at the exact same time, you can walk down pretty much any main street in any town and see the second piece of the puzzle. All those empty storefronts. You know what I'm talking about. These vacant spaces are just sad. They're a drag on local business, on the whole feel of the community. It's just wasted potential, sitting right there in the heart of our neighborhoods.
And then there's the third problem. We've got this incredible pool of super talented, super qualified people. Historians, artists, curators, managers, who are out of work or can't find enough work. Their skills, their passion, it's this huge resource that we're just letting go to waste. So, there you have it. 3 totally separate problems, right? Or are they? They're all just waiting for one single, elegant solution to tie them all together.
And that's where this gets really interesting. The solution is it's so simple and powerful. It's all about introducing a new kind of hero for our cities, a new kind of entrepreneur who sees how to connect all these dots.
So let me introduce you to the street curator. Now, don't think of a traditional museum curator in a quiet gallery. No. This is someone totally different. This is a go-getter, an entrepreneur, a connector who looks at all those hidden assets, the art in the basement, the empty shop, the unemployed expert, and sees the potential. They're the spark plug that gets this whole engine started.
And this is where we get a really revolutionary shift in thinking. Before, that amazing artifact sitting in a museum basement, it's just a line item on a budget. It's a cost. You have to pay to store it, to maintain it. But the street curator completely flips the script. By taking that exact same item and putting it out in the community, it suddenly starts making money. That's the whole game right there, turning a liability into an asset. So you're probably thinking, okay, that sounds cool, but how does it actually work? Well, this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky idea. There's a real, practical, step-by-step plan to make it happen. Let's walk through it.
It all rolls out in 3 clear phases. Phase 1, you start immediately. You go to that pool of unemployed professionals we talked about and you recruit them, you train them to become the very first street curators. Then, phase 2, short term. These new curators hit the streets. They launch a campaign to catalog all the valuable, interesting items hidden away, not just in museums, but in private collections and people's homes. And then, phase 3, this is where the magic really happens. They create what are called distributed museums. They take all those cataloged artifacts and place them in those empty local shops. Bam! You've just brought culture and commerce crashing together.
And what I love about this is the core idea, using what's already there. We're not building anything new. The Forgotten Vault, that's just the museum basement. The empty window, that's the empty storefront down the street. And the existing hardware needed to run all this, it's literally the curator's smartphone and maybe some shelves that are already in the shop. It is all about being smart and resourceful.
Yeah, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? We don't build warehouses, we use the city that already exists. The absolute genius here is using the city's existing bones. It's sustainable, it's efficient, and it's just a ridiculously smart way to think about building a better community.
But of course, for a big idea like this to actually take off, it can't just be good for one person. Everybody has to win. And that's exactly how the business model is designed. It's a win-win-win.
It's all based on a revenue share model, and it creates this perfect little ecosystem. So think about it. The museum or the private owner? They provide the artifact. They still own it, but now they're earning rental fees on something that used to cost them money. The street curator, They're the middleman, the project manager. They handle all the logistics and insurance, and they get a commission for making it all happen. And the shopkeeper? They get to provide the exhibition space, and in return, they get a ton of foot traffic and the cool factor of having a unique cultural exhibit in their store. See? Everybody gets something valuable out of the deal.
But maybe the most revolutionary part of this whole protocol, the thing that makes it a real game changer, is just how accessible it is. This is not some big money scheme for rich investors. Not at all.
Just look at that number, 0, zilch. That's the startup cost for a qualified person to become a street curator. Let that sink in for a second. We're talking about creating a whole new kind of entrepreneur, where the only capital you need is what's in your head and in your heart. Your knowledge, your skills, your passion for your community's history.
This is what's called the low CapEx, or low capital expenditure advantage. For the curator, it means there's no huge financial hurdle to get started. For the museum, it's a double whammy. They're not just making new money, they're saving money right away on storage and management. The whole system basically pays for itself from the moment it starts.
So, as we wrap this up, I really want to leave you with this one thought. This whole protocol is more than just a business model. It's a blueprint for seeing our own towns and cities with new eyes. It's about looking past an empty storefront and seeing a potential gallery. It's about looking at a dusty museum basement or even your neighbor's attic, not as a storage space, but as a treasure chest. So the final question I have for you is this: what hidden gold is just sitting there waiting to be discovered in your neighborhood?